Hello and welcome back to my video diary here at RAF Halton. My name is Air Recruit Keen and I'm here on BRTC Part 2 for the RAF Reserves. Today was day 9. Time has absolutely flown by. It's a Sunday, so the mess opening times are a little bit later, which is quite nice because we got to have a lie-in this morning. Breakfast was at 7:30, so we didn't have to get up till like 6:45, which was a gift. It was also my first day of being senior recruit as well, which didn't go too badly. So all the guys and girls were downstairs at 20 past 7 to leave here at 22 minutes past 7. I was quite specific on the timings, all formed up downstairs. And then we got to breakfast at 7:30, ready to meet the corporal at the armoury at 8 o'clock. So when you're on this course, or if you're thinking about coming on this course, you have to be everywhere 10 minutes before the time you need to be there. So meeting the corporal at 8 o'clock, we had to be there at 10 to 8, and we made it, which was great. So then we went down to the armoury, as I said, picked up our rifles and marched down to IFPT for another big day of rifle drills. The hangar today was full of air cadets and CCF, Combined Cadet Forces, because they had this massive competition on, which was quite cool to see. Lots of drills and marching, and also there was a first aid competition and a little competition with little helicopters as well. So quite cool to see some of them and chat to them as well. They were quite interested in what we were doing, and it was quite nice to be able to tell them as well. So yeah, went down to IFPT with our rifles, lots and lots of rifle drill. We ran through the whole weapon handling test because that was happening today. So we ran through all of that this morning just before we did the weapon handling test, and then we did it. And all of us bar one person passed with no issues whatsoever, and that one person that failed just had to do a resit, and they have now passed. So we've all now got our weapons handling tests sorted, ready for the ranges tomorrow, the live ranges tomorrow, which is going to be very exciting indeed. We also went back in the DCCT today, so the Dismounted Close Combat Trainer is what it stands for, Dismounted Close Combat Trainer. As I was saying yesterday, it's like a massive computer game. So if you like your computer games, your shooting games, you're going to absolutely love this. Yesterday, we were only allowed to go in there to basically see what it's like and to go through all of the different positions where we have to fire from. So prone position, lying down, seated, kneeling down and standing up. Today we were actually allowed to fire the weapons at targets on the screen. It was amazing. And I was actually quite good at it. I was actually the best shot of the flight today, which has actually put some pressure on me because there's a competition. I mentioned this right at the start of these video diaries. When you come to Halton on BRTC Part 2, there are some trophies up for grabs. So you've got the best recruit, so the best overall recruit. You've got the recruit. So we all kind of club together. We pick who we think should be the recruit's recruit. I've got my eye on one person who I think has just been an absolute legend throughout the whole course, so I'm going to nominate them, definitely. We all nominate one person and then it's tallied up, and that person with the most votes gets that award. And the final award is the Top Shot Award. So like I said, I was top shot today, but it was only a practice round, so the pressure's on me already, which I'm not liking, to be honest, because I've got enough to think about. But I am secretly excited. I'm quite competitive, so excited to do that shoot, and that's going to be happening on Wednesday, I believe. The competition on Wednesday to win Top Shot. But yeah, really fun to get in the DCCT today and actually fire the rounds. Just a really nice day, and really good as well to get through our weapons handling tests. I was talking to the guys and girls downstairs just before I came to do this video, and I was saying that it's mad how you're taught so many things that you never knew a single thing about when you got on this course. So much information goes into your head. And when you're first given the lessons, you're thinking to yourself, there's just so much to take in, so much to learn. How is this going to come out? And how am I going to pass these exams and do the practicals? But it just happens. You all club together as a team. You work together of an evening to do the revision, and it just actually happens and all comes together. And then on the day, you pass the test and you move on to the next phase of the training. So the next phase for us, now we've done weapons, is firing the actual weapons and then learning all about fieldcraft, which is what we're going to be doing next week. We're going to be going out into the field for exercise Cappuccini Warrior. So we left a bit earlier today because we all passed our weapons handling test, and it was a good day. Left a bit earlier, so I'm doing this video before dinner this evening, the first time ever. Dinner is at 5 p.m. Like I said, tomorrow is going to be the first time we're going to be on the ranges live firing. It's going to be brilliant. I cannot wait. So even though we passed our weapons handling test, a few of us still need to go over some drills, because tomorrow we've got to go through all the drills when you pick up the rifles tomorrow before we actually fire them. So some of us tonight are going to be going through some drills. We've also been told to go over LOAC, which is the Law of Armed Conflict. We have to do that this evening as well. And we also have to start packing our Bergens ready for the exercise next Wednesday. So although we finished early, we have got a busy evening ahead of us. But before we go there, we're going to go to dinner. And I'm also going to talk to one of the guys this evening on how today went. So that's going to be happening next. So AR Belhaj, I can see you're busy polishing your boots for tomorrow. Tell us, first of all, why did you want to join the RAF Reserves?
I actually joined the regulars when I was 16 years old, so it's quite a while back now. I'm now 42. I didn't pass out from Halton at 16, and as a result, I've sort of looked to tick the box later in my life. I wanted to come back, scratch the itch, and get it done. So here I am.
And what are you joining as?
I'm going into supply in logistics. I'll be based over at RAF Benson in Oxfordshire.
Yeah.
So very much looking forward to that. Being on a joint helicopter command squadron is it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Nice. And what do you do in Civvy Street?
I work in sales. I work in IT sales, business to business sales. So it's very different from the norm. The mornings aren't quite as early, but yeah, that's me.
Awesome. And how have you found the course so far?
I think if I'm honest, I wasn't expecting it, but I think being older, it's certainly a test of your duration. But look, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Pushing yourself when you're up against people a lot younger than you at times can be a bit daunting, but I've seen it as a challenge, and I like to win my challenges. So
yeah. And we've been doing weapons handling and learning all about the rifle drills. How have you found that whole aspect and that part of the course?
I've really enjoyed it. I've not been the best at it. Like I say, I've been up against a lot of younger chaps and ladies. I've struggled, I'll be honest, with a few elements of it. But yeah, I've managed to pull myself through today, which has been very nice, a big relief. And I think it just goes to show, you persevere with these things and you can get there. So,
yeah. And you smashed it, mate. So
pretty chuffed.
Putting all that together and going on to the DCCT today, onto the range, how was that?
That was very cool. I've got a 10-year-old son at home, so I play a lot of Fortnite with him, which is I'm sure a lot of us dads do with our kids. It's very much. It's got that element of a computer game. Obviously, it isn't a game in any capacity, but you get a real feel for the actual exercise itself of firing the rifle, and I've not had a bad shot either, which has been a very welcome change of mood, considering how much I was struggling initially with the drills, getting you to the point of actually firing the weapon. So yeah, my groupings and everything have been pretty decent, so I'm quite happy with that.